This is Paul Mascetta. And in this video, I want to talk to you about the fastest way to become powerfully influential. So, if you are a thought leader, an expert, an author, an entrepreneur, a salesperson, a public speaker, and you want to know the fastest way to become influential and powerful, sit down and stay tuned because in this video, I'm going to share it with you. So before we begin, I need you to understand something. Human beings are emotional creatures, highly emotional creatures. We are emotional first and we are logical second. And the gap between the emotion and the logic is a big one. So it's not like some of us are emotional and some of us are logical. Most of us are emotional most of the time, and then logical a very small percentage of the time. Now, a lot of times when I tell this to people, they fight me on it, they disagree with me, they tell me they're very level-headed, they're very left-brain, they're very logical. But the reality is, you can tell me that all you want. If we look back over thousands of years of evolutionary psychology, we are emotional creatures. Every decision that we make is backed by an emotion. So even the most logical decisions are backed by an emotion. So the decision to not run in the middle of the highway and jump in front of an 18-wheeler, which you would think is a logical decision, is backed by the emotion of fear because you don't want to die. The logical decision to not tell your boss to go jump off a bridge the last time he criticized you, you would think is a logical decision, but it's backed by the emotion of fear, of not wanting to lose your job. So you have to understand that people are emotional first, and then sometimes we use logic to justify what we did emotionally. But we are emotional creatures. So what I want you to think about are some of the most highly paid, highly influential, and highly powerful people in the world. Who comes to mind? The first group of people that come to mind are celebrities, specifically musicians and actors and actresses. So what is it exactly about these people that enables them to have so much fame, so much stardom, so much recognizability, so much money? What is it about them? Well, some people say, man, that guy's a really great actor, or that girl's a really great singer, or that guy makes amazing music. But if we distill that down, really, what are they doing? These people are touching us emotionally. When we watch an actor in a film, the reason we think the actor is a good actor is because that actor was able to bring out an emotion in us, whether it's anger, sadness, fear, joy, happiness. That's what they did. They created out of thin air an emotion within us. The same thing with a musician. When we listen to a song that we really like, that song is creating an emotion in us. So when we think about celebrities, when we think about high-profile people, people that have a big following, people that have a lot of power, people that have a lot of influence, really what they're doing is they are just tapping into the emotions of everyone else more than anyone else, or better than most people can. Even if we look at politicians, Donald Trump, half the country loves him, half the country hates him. What is he doing? He is instilling and creating emotions within people. Same thing with Hillary Clinton. You love her or you hate her. And if you look at what the extremes that people are going to on both ends of the spectrum, it's all driven by emotion. And so if you want to become influential, if you want to become powerful, you have to start thinking about how you can touch people emotionally. So a lot of people get this twisted. So if you're an entrepreneur, a thought leader, a motivational speaker, a public speaker, a salesperson, a lot of times you're too ingrained and too busy thinking about either the sale, you're too busy thinking about making money, which is important, or you're too busy thinking about you. You're too busy thinking about your emotions. You're too busy thinking about how you're going to feel when you make that sale, how you're going to feel when you go on stage, how you're going to feel when you deliver a training program to help somebody, how you're going to feel when you get in front of a group of people and convey your message, instead of thinking about how you can make them feel. So you have to be strategic about this. You have to sit down and say to yourself, what emotions do I want to create in people? And sometimes it's more than just happiness or joy. Sometimes you have to create the emotion of fear in people, or you have to create the emotion of sadness within people and then bring them to the point of joy and bring them to the point of happiness. It's not only about getting people to be happy and give you a round of applause. You have to be able to strategically think about what emotional states do you want to take somebody through in order to touch them and effectively get them to do what you want them to do. Get them to buy into your product, service, opinion, belief system, whatever. You got to start focusing on emotions. It's really that simple. So I want you to realize that your words have the ability to trigger emotions within people. So if I go up to you and I tell you, I think you are the ugliest person I've ever seen in my life, that's going to cause an emotion in you. It's going to stir up an emotion in you. If I tell you that I think you're highly intelligent, if I tell you I think you're attractive, highly intelligent, very well read, somebody that I respect very much, that's going to stir up an emotion in you, right? So this thing right here, this mouth that we have, contains these words. Words are extremely powerful because we can use them to create emotions within people almost instantly. The problem is that most people aren't consciously paying attention to the words that they use, and they're not strategically thinking about how they can use words to create emotions within people. So what I want you to do is follow a couple of steps that will help you do this. The first thing is I want you to identify the emotions that you want to create within people as it relates to your mission. So if you're an author, if you're a motivational speaker, if you're a thought leader, if you're a public speaker, if you're a salesperson, if you're someone whose business, livelihood, passion, whatever, revolves around the way that you communicate with other people, directly communicate, because the truth of the matter is all of our success depends on how well we communicate with people. But I'm talking about if you're in a profession where it directly relates to how you communicate with people, you got to start thinking about emotions and how you want to emotionally touch people. Second thing is you want to start to pay attention to your word choice very, very carefully. The third thing is you want to be able to widen your vocabulary. So you want to start to read more. You want to start to expose yourself to situations and settings and resources that can help you widen your vocabulary. Because once you can widen your vocabulary, you can start using words more selectively and more strategically that will create emotions within people. You can also start utilizing techniques like storytelling, analogies, and metaphors to create emotions within people. But the simple answer to how to become more powerful, how to become more influential, is to really just start focusing on people's emotions and thinking about and identifying the emotions that you want to create within people as they relate to your product, service, mission, opinion, or beliefs. Now, if you like this video, make sure you like it, subscribe, and leave a comment.